Are you planning to book a stay at Marriott's Shadow Ridge in Palm Desert, California? If so, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to go over what we liked and what we didn't during our stay at this resort, coming right up. I'm over here kind of on the drive that goes up to the main clubhouse to talk about dislike number one, and that just happens to be that the main clubhouse check-in registration is essentially detached from the rest of the resort. You have this driveway here, goes up to the main registration and check-in, and over here is where you actually have the entrance to the resort, and behind me here now is the entrance to the property. So that's a little bit unfortunate. The main marketplace is at the clubhouse as well, just off the check-in and registration desk. So if you want a coffee in the morning, you need any provisions at the marketplace, you essentially almost have to drive. You can walk from the main section, but there's a little bit of a problem here is that there's no sidewalk kind of for a short stretch of this driveway up to the main clubhouse. So not really sure what that's about, but you can walk over. It is a long ways. It could be a long ways from some sections of the resort, but most people will probably just drive over here. So just keep that in mind when you're coming to the resort, that lobby check-in is one direction and all the buildings you'll be staying in is another. And that leads me into the second dislike, and that just happens to be that the villages section here is so spread out. Essentially from the entrance all the way to the back, it is about a half a mile of just one street with buildings on either side. So if you're going anywhere, you're going to the pools. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we talk about parking. But yeah, if you're going to the main pool, the Chuckwalla pool, well, it can be a pretty long walk to get anywhere here in this villages section at Marriott's Shadow Ridge here in Palm Desert. So if you are staying in the enclaves, well, all of the buildings there pretty much surround the pool. So not too far of a walk from any of those buildings to the pools. But here in the villages, we don't like that it is so spread out. Now I'm over here at the Roadrunner pool to talk about the next dislike. That's number 3. That just happens to be that there's really no quiet pool at the resort here, at least not one that's designated as such. I understand at one time this Roadrunner pool actually was deemed the quiet pool. The other pools at the resort, the one in the enclaves phase as well as Chuckwalla, they can get really, really busy. And unfortunately, sometimes it also spills out over into this pool, which is smaller, so doesn't attract as many of the crowds, but you can sometimes get quite a few people in here, people throwing balls, people jumping into the pool. So unfortunately, no quiet pool here. Something we kind of like about some of the other resorts. They have what they call quiet pools, technically not adults only, which is fine, but they are quieter. This one here can get pretty busy sometimes, so not really big on no quiet pool at Shadow Ridge. Okay, so I'm up here in our building to talk about the next dislike, and that is that I could not find a trash receptacle anywhere in our building. No trash room, no trash chute. They actually have kind of dumpsters out in the parking lot. They're pretty well camouflaged and you might not notice them. So didn't like the inconvenience of having to walk out into the parking lot to take the trash out. A lot of resorts we go to, they have trash chutes or trash rooms in the buildings, but not here at Shadow Ridge. You have to take your trash out into the parking lot, and it might not be just right outside your building. So keep an eye out for those dumpsters kind of hidden behind tan colored walls. Okay, I'm over here by the Chuckwalla pool to talk about the lack of parking near the pool for dislike number 5. And that is a real problem here. The resort being so spread out does mean you probably have to or might want to drive to the pool, but there isn't a lot of parking here. Buildings along here obviously have people parked for those buildings themselves, and sometimes they even have to park out here on the street, and there isn't very much parking here. It's usually pretty full all day long, so you're probably going to end up having to walk to the pool most of the time. Okay, I'm here in our villa to talk about the last dislike, and that's about these, because unfortunately these are in here when they should be down here. So that is one pet peeve here. One thing we don't like is that all the pool towels are in the villas. You don't have them poolside here, kind of more at your convenience, which means you have to wash your own pool towels after you're done. Bit of a nuisance. You can't just swap them out down here really easy. Maybe you're here all day long. You have a wet towel, you want to get a dry one, well, that really isn't an option here at Shadow Ridge. Okay, so that is it for the dislikes. Get ready to move on to the likes, but I want to let you know something new I've been working on, something that can help you out if you're a Marriott Vacation Club owner, or even if you're seriously thinking about becoming an owner in the Marriott Vacation Club system. The system is pretty complex, lots of ways you can learn to make the most of your timeshare ownership, and I've actually compiled it all into one place, one single teachable course called MVC Made Easy. That's right, learn about how to use your points, use your weeks, take advantage of Interval International, and also get incredible deals on bonus time. Learn how we paid less than $13 a night to stay in a beautiful timeshare resort property. That again, MVC Made Easy. I'm going to put a link to it in the first pinned comment down below. So check that out and figure out how to make your Marriott Vacation Club timeshare ownership easy. All right, I'm over here at a back entrance to talk about just that for like number one, and that just happens to be a back entrance to this resort. So if you're staying in the Enclaves phase or maybe at the very far end of the Villages, you can enter in off of Frank Sinatra Drive here. You can actually turn left into here, or you can turn right out of here. There are no left turns out, but that's just fine. Great having a back entrance here, a little bit quicker getting to some of the villas, some of the buildings, instead of winding your way through the Villages phase. There's actually kind of two back entrances. The other one, I believe, is off of Bob Hope Drive, and that kind of comes in to a section that was actually at one time planned to be additional buildings, additional resort areas for Shadow Ridge here, but I believe Marriott Vacation Club is trying to actively sell that land. So that entrance might not always be there, but you do have the main entrance and, even better, a back entrance here at this resort. Okay, so I'm over here by a set of gas grills to talk about just that for the next like, and that is lots of gas grills here on property. They pretty much have them between every single building. And as you can see here, there's 4 of them. Lots of gas grills. Take advantage of cooking up some great meals, hamburgers, hot dogs, a picnic, steaks, pork chops, and more at all the gas grills they have here at Shadow Ridge. Okay, so I'm back here at the main entrance to talk about like number 3, and that just happens to be the location of Marriott's Shadow Ridge here in Palm Desert, California. We're right here along Monterey. Great location here. You actually have a Sam's Club and a Costco just down the street, both with fuel, so you can save on those expensive gas prices. But you also have plenty of restaurants, lots of shopping around here as well. So great location here in Palm Desert for Marriott's Shadow Ridge. Okay, so the next like I want to talk about just happens to be the resort shuttle behind me here. I did talk about earlier the dislike being that this resort is so spread out. There's not a lot of parking by the pool. Well, it's okay because they have a resort shuttle that pretty much runs around the resort all the time, and you can even scan a code, give them a call, they will come and pick you up. So I'm over here now in the Enclaves phase to talk about our last and final like, that's like number 5. That just happens to be, this is almost like 2 resorts in one. If you're staying in the Enclave section, you have these fantastic pools here. If you're staying over in the Villages, well, you have great pools over there, great property there as well. But best of all, anybody staying here in Enclaves can also go over there and vice versa. So if you're staying in one section, you can sure visit the other. And that is one of the great things about this property. We like properties that have kind of different styles to different sections, and that is what we like here about Enclaves and about Villages. 2 different resorts all in one. Okay, so here we are. I'm outside the clubhouse here now just to finish things up at this resort, Marriott's Shadow Ridge in Palm Desert, California. Kind of interested to know your thoughts. Are you an owner here? Do you come here a lot? Let me know what you think about the property and my recommendations, my likes and dislikes down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help out these videos. And to see more videos all about timeshare, check out the description box below. For another video from here at Marriott's Shadow Ridge, check out this one right up here and YouTube. They think you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, the best destination is always a timeshare.